All right, diving in today, folks, and we're looking at Rivian, specifically their self-driving ambitions.
Ambitious, that's a good word for it.
Yeah, we got a pretty in-depth report here that someone sent us.
Yeah,
Really want to break it down, make sure we're pulling out the stuff that matters most.
exactly, yeah. No one wants to get bogged down with all the technical jargon.
No, we'll try to avoid that.
We want those aha moments for the listener.
Absolutely, those nuggets, right?
So what are they trying to do? How are they doing it? Who are they working with? How are they doing so far? And how do they stack up against the competition? Those are kind of the big buckets we want to hit.
Okay, so first up, timelines,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Rivian wants hands-free highway driving in their Gen 2 vehicles.
Right.
Those are launching, well, they are launching this year, 2025.
Right.
But then they want to hit eyes-off highway driving in 2026.
Wow, that's aggressive.
So that's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And this is just for the Gen 2s and their upcoming R2 model.
Right. This is not for the Gen 1s.
No, not the original Gen 1s.
I think that's really fascinating is that distinction, right? They've almost said, okay, this is going to be a hard line between these vehicles. Gen 2 is going to be our autonomous, really push towards this.
Right.
And that goal of eyes off next year in 2026,
Yeah.
it's I mean that's really ambitious when you look at where the other companies are.
It is, yeah.
That shows a lot of confidence in their technology.
It does. So let's talk about that, the tech.
Okay.
This is their in-house Rivian autonomy platform, as they're calling it.
Right.
It uses, get this, 11 cameras.
11. Wow.
11. And they're saying it's the highest resolution in North America,
Hmm.
along with radar and ultrasonic sensors as well.
So a lot of inputs coming in.
Right, so a lot of information.
They're doing what's called early sensor fusion with this. So essentially, the car's computer, the brain, is getting all those inputs simultaneously right from the get-go,
That's interesting.
which allows it to build a more complete real-time picture of its surroundings. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like how we use multiple senses all the time.
Right.
Also, they've got serious processing power on board. We're talking over 200 TOPS.
Okay, and that's running.
That's running their own machine learning models, which is also really interesting.
They're doing it all in-house.
In-house, yeah.
They're also, keeping the driver in mind, safety.
Right,
Right.
absolutely.
They've got cameras and
Yeah.
even sensors in the seats for that,
Mhm.
hands-free, to make sure the hands-free is working.
Right. Driver monitoring is key.
And the Gen 2 has something called a zonal architecture. What's that all about? Is that important for this tech?
Oh, it's hugely important.
Yeah.
Zonal architecture simplifies the wiring in the car, and it allows for faster communication between all the systems,
Oh, okay.
which is really important when you're talking about autonomous driving.
Yeah.
You need that quick decision-making, that information flowing rapidly.
So it's like a more streamlined approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, they're not doing this all alone, right? This partnership with Volkswagen is huge.
It is, yeah.
Multi-billion-dollar deal
Mm-hmm.
to develop EV platforms together, including automated driving, so Rivian's licensing some of their tech.
Right.
And VW's investment is actually tied to them hitting certain milestones.
Oh, interesting.
So it could be a big win-win for both of them.
Absolutely. This partnership gives Rivian access to resources and scale that they might not be able to achieve on their own, and the potential for sharing technology here
Yeah.
could really, really accelerate things for both of them. I think it's fascinating.
Really interesting, yeah. And then they're also working with AWS and Databricks for cloud computing, right?
Right, that's crucial. You need that for processing all the data from their test vehicles, training the AI.
Right.
And I'd imagine they're using NVIDIA for their high-performance chips, and they've been hiring people from companies like Waymo.
Oh, wow.
So they're bringing in a lot of expertise.
Yeah, they're serious about this.
Very serious, yeah.
So, okay, what's the progress report? What have they actually done so far?
Right.
Well, they launched their enhanced highway assist. That's the hands-free highway driving for Gen 2
Mm-hmm.
back in March, earlier this year.
This year, yeah.
They're also constantly collecting driving data, of course, to improve their AI.
Right, that's ongoing.
And they've said that these advanced driver assistance systems, ADS, are going to be a key part of the R2 SUV.
Which is interesting, right? They're putting it in their more affordable vehicle.
Right,
So that suggests that they want to make this technology more accessible to more people.
right, yeah. Not just the top-tier, most expensive vehicles.
Right.
Okay, so now the competition.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there, but let's start with Tesla. They're going with a vision-only system,
Right. That's a big difference.
which is very different from Rivian's multi-sensor approach.
Yeah, they've really put all their eggs in that vision basket.
Yeah.
And, they've got their FSD, which is available as a purchase or subscription now.
Okay. But it's still in that supervised stage. Right. Then we got Ford with their Blue Cruise and GM with Super Cruise. They've got hands-free systems.
Right. Those are level 2 systems.
Level 2, okay.
Which are basically hands-free on pre-mapped highways.
So Rivian's aiming to go a step further than that with the eyes off.
Yeah. And they're aiming to get there sooner.
Sooner, right. We've also seen some regulatory scrutiny with Ford and GM.
There has been, yeah, with that NHTSA probe into Blue Cruise.
Yeah, it's not all smooth sailing.
It highlights the safety concerns, and, GM's had some restructuring with their Cruise robotaxi unit.
Right. And then there's Lucid.
Yeah.
Their CEO has actually been pretty skeptical of achieving full self-driving quickly.
Yeah, he's pumping the brakes a little bit on that.
Yeah, interesting. And then you got NIO. They're pushing hard in China with their autonomous development.
Mm-hmm. Working with Mobileye, potentially going for level 4 there.
Wow. And then there's Waymo.
The leader in robotaxis, but in limited areas for now.
Yeah, so it's a crowded field.
It is, yeah, and all these different approaches. It's going to be fascinating to see who comes out on top.
Okay, so what are the big hurdles, the big opportunities here for Rivian?
Well, you've got the regulations, of course, which are always evolving.
Always, yeah.
And the technology itself is incredibly complex.
Right.
Then you've got this intense competition we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to build public trust, which is really important.
Right, yeah.
People need to feel safe. And then there's the challenge of those edge cases, those unexpected situations that the AI needs to be able to handle.
Yeah, the ones that you can't always predict.
Exactly. And of course, there's the cost, supply chain issues, and the constant need to update the software.
Right. Keep improving.
And then there's data security and privacy, which are huge concerns.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is. But the potential rewards are huge, too. If they can deliver truly advanced, user-friendly autonomy, that could be a major differentiator in the EV market. That could translate to increased customer value, potentially new revenue streams with subscriptions. And the partnership with VW really helps with some of those challenges, like scale and cost.
Right.
Plus, the demand for EVs and autonomous driving is there, and attracting top talent is going to be key to their success.
Okay, so big takeaway, Rivian, they've got some lofty goals here.
Definitely.
But they're backing it up with a strong foundation.
Yeah, and that partnership with VW could be a real turning point.
Could be huge.
And, that multi-sensor approach, it really sets them apart from some of the other big names in this space.
It does. Okay, so final thought for you to ponder as you're driving home, walking the dog, whatever you're doing. We're seeing all these different approaches, right? Tesla with their vision only, Rivian with their sensor fusion.
Right.
What do you think is going to be the key, the absolute key to achieving truly safe and reliable self-driving for the masses? Is it the sensors, the AI, or something else?
Maybe something we haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah. It's a really fascinating evolution, a revelation almost. And Rivian's definitely a company to watch.
For sure.
All right, that's our deep dive for today. Catch you next time.
See you then.